We're just being quiet just for a second. We're waiting for it to show up on our other system. Um, hey, everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Totally Tim Show. I have Moreau. How are you? So good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. You guys haven't seen me forever, and it is so good to see you. And Tony, it's so good to see you, Tony. It's amazing. Today we're going to be working on a FileMaker program that I am working on. Basically, it's for my own business, but I wanted to share it with you guys. And I'm going to be doing a lot more of these particular videos. By the way, you're Vanas. Well, all right. Hey, Vanas! Wow, dude, I miss you. Tony, I miss you too. You guys are amazing. So, I haven't shaved for a while. I've been kind of very, very busy. But what we're going to do today is... Now, what I have in front of me is a FileMaker program that I've already done. And we're just going to kind of work through that really fast and how it works and what it does. And I'm actually going to show you guys how to create this. So what this is it's basically a search engine. So if you have products like apples and oranges, bananas and berries or whatever, or you have subcategories of such, and you want to put them on a page, you can do that. And then if you press it, actually I am in layout mode. So if you press the button, it'll segregate all of the things that you have that are apples and oranges or whatever. In this case, we're going with a product that I actually sell, which is liquids. So, and then if you click on a specific one, it will take you to the specific one, and then you can go back. But I will show you how to make this all happen and how to make it look really super good. And you guys will be astonished, except for you guys. It's so good to see you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate that. So let's get started. I'll show you guys how to do some really super simple things, and we'll go through this. So for this particular case, we're going to go ahead and close this one out, and we will start a brand new one. So FileMaker, new solution. And this is FileMaker 14 Pro. So what we're going to name this one is... we're going to name this one Customer Interface. Oop. I kind of made the U big. Okay. And we'll go ahead and save it. And then it's just going to throw all the stuff up at us. And as you guys know, it does absolutely nothing. So we need to go in and manage our database. Name it Arthur Morgan. You know, I probably should have. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here. And we can take this one and we can change the name of it if we want to. So we're just going to go ahead and change the name of this one. And this is going to be our basic menu page. That's the first page that you go to. So we'll go ahead and we will create that one. Now we are going to need, let's see, I should have changed this one. Let's make this one, the menu one, let's change that. Let's change that to inventory. And we'll change it, and then we'll make this one the menu, just so that we're all on the same page. Menu, and we'll change it. Now we do have, we're going to need just a couple more pages for this. So one of the pages that we're going to need is called base, and you could just do base products, and we'll create that one. And the next one we are going to do, let's call it. We're doing like search results. Did you play Red Dead Redemption? I don't remember wearing hype. Where I did not play Red Dead Redemption. As a matter of fact, what's been going on in my life is my backhoe. I'm building Andro a house. Joshua a tree left, so that's up in the air. I've been having problems finding people that can do camera equipment and do editing and stuff like that. So I'm running basically 3 businesses by myself. Andro is helping me somewhat. So I'm just, if I'm not at one business, I'm at another business or I'm doing something else. So I'm always busy, which is good, but it doesn't give me much time to do stuff like this. So we have base products, and now what we'll do is we're gonna call this one. This is actually our search, the results of our search. So we'll just call this one search results because that's probably going to be the easiest way to do it. and we'll go ahead and create it. Now in our menu, if we double click on the menu, we only need a few things in the menu, so we're just going to do these really fast. We're going to need an ID, and we'll enter it, and we're going to, for now, we're just going to leave them all. Press F to pay respect. Absolutely F. Press F. We're just going to do some real simple ones on this menu page because you don't need a lot here. And right now they're all text, but we're going to change that. So just give me a minute. So we'll do we're going to do text, data, and index. And the data and index can just be regular text. The ID, obviously, if you double click it, you can go in and make it into a serial number or whatever. I just want to make it into a number and just leave it like that. Save changes. Okay. I'm just pressing buttons like crazy, right? But now we're going to go to our inventory, and in our inventory we're going to need probably a few more things. So let's do the ID, and of course it's going to stay on number. As you guys can see right above me it says number, so it's going to stay number until I change it. So if I press enter, the ID will automatically be a number. We're going to change it back to text, and then whatever we need from there will go from there. So we need that, and then we're going to do product name, and here I'm typing and nothing is happening. Product underscore name, and we're going to make that one a text. Create. Okay, and then we're going to need I'm not using any caps on any of this stuff, just because you don't need to use caps on any of this stuff. Just make it simple, easy, and painless for yourself. And this particular one we can use price, and this one we can make into a number if we want to later on. So we'll just do it as text and we'll go forward from there. So we do need what's called codes, description, which will be a text, and a box called open, which will also be a text. So the codes can be a number if you want them to. They can be anything you want, but for us, we're going to the codes are actually going to be a number, so we'll go ahead and make those into a number. And then the price, save. I don't know why I'm not just pushing the change button, which is what I should do. And the price is obviously going to be a number. Brand name's not going to be a number, so we're going to have product name, brand name. Simple, easy, painless. And now that we've done that, we're going to go into our base products. And the base products is really super tiny. So all we're going to need for this is an ID, and it is a number. And the next thing we need is what we're going to call search request. And it is I forgot to make that an underscore search request. And that can be either a number or a text, but I'm going to go ahead and make it into a text for now, and we'll create that. Now, the base products, and then search results. That's the main one that we're looking for, search results. We're going to need an ID, and that one's going to be a number. ID. Name ID already exists. What am I doing? Search results. Just save it. Delete. Search results. There we go. ID. I don't care, it's a text, I'm going to change it. We need an IDFK because we need to link these. And then we're going to need name underscore brand, and that is going to be a text, and the other one is going to be product underscore name, and that one's going to be a text. We need codes, description. You could do a profile, But this profile has to be a container box. It has to be a container. If you want to see a little picture, it's got to be a container box. So the profile is a container box, and we'll create that. And then the next one obviously is search codes. Search underscore codes. I'm just used to doing the underscore. You don't actually have to do it with FileMaker. It's not that big of a deal. But it's obviously not going to be a. It's not going to be a. It's going to be a text or a number. It's not going to be a container box. And we'll go ahead and create that. Now the ID is a whatever. I'm slightly tired and mostly confused today, so we'll make that into a number, and the IDFK obviously will also be a number. And the product name and the codes can be a number if you want them to be. That's the cool thing about having a text, is the text can be either a number or a text, but a number can't be a text. It has to be just a number. So profile is container box and search codes are a text. Now remember that we have this IDFK, and we're going to actually, if we go into relationships, but the first thing that we want to do is we want to go back into our base products, because this number for this field, we have to double click on it, and it's got to create a serial number. And so it's automatically going to create a serial number. And then if we go into our relationships, that way we can take our base products and our search results. If we want to, we can collect them both, and we can change their color to some beautiful blue color so we know that they're related to each other. But we're going to take this and we're going to connect it to the IDFK. So I'll separate them just so you guys can see probably a little bit more. And then we have to double click on this equal sign so that we can allow the creation of records in both of them. And that's pretty much the end of that. And then you can move these wherever you want to. They don't have to be anywhere special. As a matter of fact, I think I'll just move them like that, and we will just call that good. Just because it looks good, right? It's pretty. Okay. So now that we have the fields and the tables, the first thing that we want to do is, one of the very first things that we want to do is, mine's already set up for, it has this orange line. That's the maximum size that you can make something. So you bring it all the way out to the orange line. Make my header just a little bit bigger, and make my footer where it fits inside. Now we can do a theme, and the theme that I was using for the other one, I believe, is bamboo, or maybe ice. It was ice. So we'll use the ice one, and because we want all the pages to be the same, we're going to go ahead and add our text. We're going to add some of the more special things. So what we're going to do is we're just going to call this customer interface. And then if we click off of it, now we can change the actual what size it is and what color it is and all that other neat stuff. So we can make it like 48 if we want to, and we can change the color to white or light gray or whatever color we want to, but we're going to change it to white because we're going to actually move it up here. So customer interface. And now what we want to do is we want to create the little boxes. So these are the, well, we don't necessarily want to do that right now, but create the little boxes. Now, if you had a logo, you'd go ahead and put your logo in, like right here. I'm not putting a logo on this one, just to kind of show you how this is working. I'm just trying to get through it. You can also put a date and a time or anything like that, but you'd have to go into manage your database and then add those fields onto your table so that you could be able to do that. Mine's pretty open. It's pretty blank. There's not a lot to it. So customer interface, we're good to go with that. I think I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. There we go. Now what we would do is we would manage our layouts Once you get this layout perfect, exactly how you want it, what you want to do is you want to take that and you want to duplicate it. And then see how it says menu copy? So now we have like a copy of it. Now, because the reason why, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. The reason why is because if you go to inventory, that's what you get. If you go to base products, that's what you get. You get just these blank, these kind of whatever pages, right? They're not very great pages. So they're pretty simple, pretty basic, pretty easy. But what we're going to do is, because we created that layout, we can use that layout as a template, which is super, super cool. And then we can just add all of the information that we want for those. So what we're going to do is let's go back to our menu. And now if we manage our layouts again, and we have the copy, this copy one, what we'll do is we'll click on it, and then we'll do edit, and then we're going to just change the name of it, and we're going to call it a template, and we'll say that's okay. Now that we have the template, and it's a standard template, nothing is going to mess with it, we'll click on it, and we're going to duplicate that template. And now this template, we're going to call this the search results. Let's call this search results. So if we click on it and then we edit it, we can call it search results. Make sure I did all of that right. And we're going to need to change where it's getting its data from. It's getting its data from search results, right? And one of the things that is pretty interesting about this is we want to make sure that we go to views, because this is part of the whole thing. We don't want a form view, and we don't want a table view, and we want our default to be list view. Okay? It's very important. Default is list view. And we'll say okay. Now if we go to this search results, so this one we're going to rename this one edit. And we're going to rename this one to underscore, and this is the base one or the beginning one, so we're just going to call it underscore base and say okay. Now we have these base products, so if we click on that one, we'll edit that one, and we're going to underscore base this one too, because the underscore base ones are the ugly ones. They're the ones that we don't actually have this view on, right? So we want to make sure that we keep those segregated from the other ones. So the best way to do that is just basically to change the name into something that you recognize, like inventory base, right? So now we have our search results, our template, and our main page. And if we close this out, we can go to our search results and see how it didn't change anything. But what I want you to do is grab a hold of this bottom fixture, because we need to make it much smaller. So we're going to make it much smaller like this. It's really touchy, FYI, just so you guys know, really touchy. So we're going to make it smaller, just like this. But the cool thing is if we add the information that we're going to be using from the other one, so if we go to our base one, search results base, see how it's just like this ugly thing or whatever? We're going to use the information from this, and it will automatically pop up on the other one as we do that. So this is where we're actually put all of our data in, and that's where it will actually appear, is in there. And our base products, this is what you see, and our inventory base, this is what you see. Base, search results base, base products, inventory base. This inventory base page should have a should have a container field on it, I believe. Search results base. All right. So let's go to our search results page that we started. I think I messed this up, so we're just gonna go ahead and bring it back down. What? Okay. Now we're going to go into our field picker and we're going to start picking the fields that are part of this. And one of the first things that we need is our profile. So pick our profile. Now we don't want, I don't like the names and stuff like that. That's like, to me, that's like ridiculous. So we're going to make this like a big picture and we're going to put it up in the corner. And now if we do like our name brand and we put it here, equal with the top, we can make this name brand pretty good size. 24, 48 inches, 36 inches, whatever you want. So you'll know like what the brand name of it is. And then the product name, so what the product name is that's like if you had an orange and the orange was a California orange and not a Florida orange, that would be the product name. So it'd be like California orange or navel oranges or whatever the product name is, or the where it came from or whatever. So it would be a slightly better descriptor. And this one we're going to go ahead and use 24 on the product name, and we're going to extend it out so that make sure you have plenty of room with this. Plenty of room. Don't be stingy on where your room is. And then we're going to need our description. And our description, obviously we want it to be a pretty good size. So now we can actually write a description of exactly what we want. So if we got out of this, we went into our layout. Of course, we currently have no records yet, so it's not going to show anything. But we will in just a second. We will in just a minute. Now we do have codes, search codes, and ID. So these are little tiny things that we will actually need on the page. And so what we can do is we can bring these down, the ID, the codes, and the search codes. We can bring all of these down, put them at the bottom of the page. So to get it just right, there you go. And then we can hide them if we want to, or we can do something with them. We can actually cover them up, but to me it's not that big a deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like no color, no line around them, and the color of the actual writing is going to be near the same near the same color of the background. So it'll just be a slightly different color. Whereas the name brand, we can have it bolded if we wanted to. I personally just like the New Times Roman. It just looks great just the way that it is. But so now if we let's go to our search results base. And if we exit the layout and we add a new record, it should automatically give us, oh, never mind, it didn't. Manage database. We did not do, for our search codes, this has to automatically generate a serial number. Okay. So there we go. Exit layout. Now we create a new record. There we go. So if we type in a brand name, and I'm just going to show you guys this. This is like where you would put information in, right? So let's put in a brand name of Arthur Morgan. Arthur, nope. AR Arthur Morgan. Okay. And the product is navel oranges. And the codes, now these codes are very interesting. You don't actually have to put any codes in right at this moment, but we do have to add, like, we're going to take this box and we'll put a picture in it. If you come over here and you insert a picture, and I'm just going to pick a picture that's random that happens to be on my system right now, so don't like freak out. But so in the description, what we're going to do is let's add a description of what this actually is. Let's just say the most awesome citrus flavored oranges in the world, and tasty too! Exclamation point. And then there's search codes and other stuff, so we're not going to worry about that. But let's go back to our search results. And if we go back to our search results, there it is. It's automatic. It's like it's put itself up, and our numbers, you can't see them, but there's actually numbers down here, and one of them is the particular product code. But there it is. So that's kind of how that works. The first one, this is the first one. It apparently doesn't have a number. So let's go find out what the heck is going on with that. Search results base. So it says that we have 2 records. So this ID, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put an ID number in there, and 0 is not a number, by the way. So you can put in a point, a 1 point something if you want to, or a I'm just going to put in like 1.1, and the brand name, we will call it dirty dishwater, and the product name is we'll call it bottled water. Drinking water. And the description is clear and tasty water from the kitchen sink! Exclamation point. And add a picture, whatever picture that you want to. If you just right click on it, it says insert a picture. I guess it's just going to that particular one, but I could go to pictures and find a more, see if there's like a different picture of something somewhere to just throw in there. Let's go back. You guys can see I've got pictures of so many different things. It's like crazy how many different things I have pictures of. Let's just do the tree. Yeah, we'll just do the tree. That's like a perfect one, right? The tree. And now if we go back to our search results, the first one is this, and then the second one is this. And now you can see what I was talking about, where you would change the height of this bottom part so that it better fits what you're looking for. But you can scroll through all the products if you want to, so it's not that big a deal. And of course you can tell it lights up. If you touch it, it lights up. Dirty dishwater, bottled drinking water, clear and tasty from the kitchen sink. But now what we need to do is let's go back to our menu, and we're going to put our little boxes in here. So we'll edit the layout, and we're going to just create a button. We'll just create like a couple of buttons, no big deal. And we're not even going to name this button. We're just going to hold the control button and copy it a couple of times, because what we're looking for is just the system of actually making it happen, so you guys can kind of get a gist of how this thing happens. We are going to bring in our ID number, and we're going to throw it down here on the very bottom, and our data, and we're going to throw that down the bottom, and our index. Now, these are units that we are not going to use during this particular video, but just go ahead and put them on there, and we will use them in a much later video. We obviously don't want it filled, and we don't want any line around any of these boxes, and the color can just remain that light blue color. It's not a big deal. And now what we could do is we can select what we want. So let's say we have 4 different products, and one of them is, let's say we have 4 different categories of products, not just 4 different products, because that would be like really bad, right? So we're going to do, this one's going to be water, or actually let's do this, let's do drinks, and this one we'll do food, and this one we'll just do like wares, like, I don't know. And this one we'll call consumables. So that would be like paper towels or whatever, right? So here we go. We've got 4 of them. Now remember, you can change the size of the font simply by clicking on the font and changing the size of it to 14, changing it to 18. It will change the size of the font. And you could change multiple ones at the same time if they're all the same size. You could just change them like that. You can also grab these, all of them at the same time, and if you'll notice right here it says corner radius, you can highlight that, type in 10, and then when you click off, all your corners are radiused. And another really cool thing that you can do is you can highlight all of them, and you can put an outer shadow on them, and then click the pencil, and then it's a dark color right now, and the opacity is 100%. I don't like the opacity 100%. I like it better at 65%. And our offset, we are going to go down and down. Oop. Opposite direction and down. And now you guys are thinking like, well, that looks kind of stupid. And you're right, it does look kind of stupid. But if we blur it so that it's more blurry, it's kind of got a more blurry type background, it really sets those buttons off and makes them look good. See, now they just kind of pop off of there. You can do another thing as well, and that is with your lines, you can change the color of the line to something a little deeper color, so that when you do see it, it really just kind of, bang, there it is, it's beautiful. And in addition to, you can change the color. You guys all know this. You can change the color of the gradient if you wanted to. Let's grab all of these, and let's say I really wanted to change this color to a more, that is like the ugliest brown I have ever seen in my life. Let's do like a more traditional super light yellow. Now they really pop, right? They're just like bam. So now that we have these, let's move on to what we actually want them to do. Now, one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to find products, but currently we don't have any products, and we don't have any categories of products. So what we will do, the very first thing is we're going to grab a pen and a paper, and all of the products that fall under the category of drink, right? Drink, we're going to give it a number, and the number is going to be 1,000. So 1 and 3 zeros. All the things that fall under the category of food will be 1,001. So 1, 2 zeros, and a 1. And the same with wares, 1, 0, 0, 2, and consumables, 1003. Now let's say, for instance, that let's say that the drinks we had some drink that the cool in my scenario, and I don't want you guys to think of this as kind of weird, but with mine, there were, what I was looking for is a specific flavor. So like if someone wanted something that had strawberries in it, everything that had strawberries was listed on the list. Everything that had blueberries was like listed on the list. Whatever those flavors were that I gave you guys, so they were like different. If you in the beginning, we saw how that worked. What we can do is we can actually, I'm not sure I can open 3 of these at the same time, but I'm going to go ahead and close this down and file. Let's see if it will let me open the last one that we just did. Browse. Okay, I have no clue where they are. I believed that they were in H, but they might not be in H. No, and they're not in H. And I don't believe that they're in E. F. G. Anything in there? New folders, FileMaker stuff. Restaurant, test search, there it is. So in this one, if you guys notice, it says apples, oranges, bananas, and berries. Now I just really quickly did this, but if you go into berries, anything that has berries is listed here. Any of them that have berries is listed here. And if you go back, and bananas, anything that has bananas is listed here. And what I did was, and I know you guys can't see this, but on the actual, this is actually a, so if we go into the edit line, these are actually the codes, and the codes are, they're separated by exclamation point, so, or not, but quotation. So each thing has a code. And that's one of the things that we were talking about, is we were talking about the codes, that we're giving each one a 4-digit number. So 1000, 1001, 1002, 1003. Hopefully you guys are following along. If you're not, just ask a question. I will answer that question. But this goes back, and one of the cool things I really like about it is you can click on any product and it will show you the product, and then you can go back. Now this isn't pretty. The one we're making is going to be much prettier, but as you guys can see, there it is. So we'll go ahead and close that one out, and we'll go back into the one that we were just working on, which is not that one. Apparently it was this one. This one. See, I have several of them open because I'm actually doing a bunch of different things. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to work on some of the other pages. We have this particular page done. We don't really want to write any scripts right now for what we wanted to do, so we will go to our next page. The next page is our search results page. This is where the results of a search would actually show up. And then inventory based products. So inventory, the inventory part would actually be an inventory where you would see everything, like if you had a bunch of products that all had the same brand name, like Rick's, Rocks, you know, whatever, then that's where on your inventory base or your inventory section, that's where all of that product actually goes. All of that end product goes there. So in this particular case, in this one, we're going to go ahead, we did the layout, we did our parts. I think I'm going to move these parts like up to here. And I'm going to squish these, so I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so that it better fits. And I'm going to squish these down just a little bit, to where it's not quite so, oop, it's not going to let me do it. Oop. I was kind of hoping maybe it would let me do it, but it's not going to let me do it, so we'll move it over. I think though that this one should probably be 24, this one should probably be 18, and this one should probably be 14. And we can make this one narrower, because I don't believe we need that quite that much description. I'm going to put them right next to each other. Move all of them over to, remember what we're trying to do is we're trying to minimize the space that we're actually utilizing, so that we can bring this, come on, here we go, we can bring this space upwards. Now when we exit the layout, you can tell, see how it's much better fit? It fits better. You have the two parts and the pieces. And now you can actually see the 1.1 right there in the lighter space. And if we click on this one, you can actually see the 1 in the lighter space. Now one of the cool things about this is if we go into edit our layout and we select all of these, which is what we want to do anyway, these are not available. So if we go into data, none of this is available in browse mode. So you're not going to be able to touch any of this. So here you are. You're going to be able to touch anything in here. So you can't change anything from this end of it. Now if you go to your search results, your base search results, you can make all the changes in the world that you want to. Like this one is dirty dishwater bottled soap. Let's do bottled soap, SOAP. And now now that we made the change, if we go into our search results, bottled soap, so it automatically changes it for you, just so you know that it's an automatic thing and it's not a big thing to correct on the admin side. So now what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have given each one of these a specific code. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys really super fast. If we go back to the search results base, that's this is the codes that I was talking about. So this one would be a consumable, so it'd be 1004, right? So if we're going to do quotations 1004 and then end quotations. Now if this one also fell into another category, then we could do multiple numbers. And if we hit our little button and we go to the next one, these are navel oranges. So this can be food. Let's say this could be food or drink, because it could be like a drink, right? So it could be in our codes, it can be quotation 1000, end quotations, double space, new quotations 1001. Because it could be a food or it could be a drink. So when we're doing our deal, then when we're doing our search results, whatever, we'll find it. So let's go back to our menu and see drinks, foods, wares, consumables. I hope that this is making sense to you guys. I know it is kind of confusing, but if you guys think about it for just a minute, you'll figure out that the relationship that you could do with this particular program, what you could do with this program is you could have, I'm just going to edit the layout really quick. You could grab these buttons, Control move them down, move them down, move them down, and you could get all of these straight, and they could all have different names. And the cool thing is that a customer, a consumer could come into your store and they're looking for something. And we're talking about a small business. We're talking about a cafe, a restaurant. Let's say someone wanted to buy sandwiches, and this one was sandwiches. And if you, in your codes section of where we were just at, search results base, in our code section, we put all of our sandwiches had that same code. When someone pushes the sandwich button on the menu, it will, out of everything that you have to offer, it will grab only the sandwiches and will show your customer only the sandwiches that are available, only the drinks that are available, only the whatever it is that you are selling. So if you have pastas and you want pastas to go out, and that's what we're leading to in this particular video is that I've had a lot of people lately talk to me and ask me about doing a restaurant POS system. And obviously I'm interested in helping anybody that has a POS system or that has something that we can throw together and actually make it work. And I'm interested in showing you guys everything I can to help your small business grow and thrive, because that's why I'm here, to be honest. I'm trying to, what I've learned, I'm trying to teach you, I'm trying to help you so that you're not having this huge expense of having to go through all this other crap, right? So this really helps out quite a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of these because I don't need them. Delete. But this is where this really comes in handy, because what we're going to use is when we're writing the script for this, we're going to use the script parameter. Remember the code? The code is going to be the script parameter. So all your sandwiches have a code of 1,000, let's say, or you could have 8-digit numbers. I don't really care, but let's say it's 1,000. All your sandwiches have that number somewhere located in them. Like, let's say you've got 10 different types of sandwiches. You could put not only the sandwich code of 1,000 in, but you could also put other codes. So if you wanted to, you could create a popover, and someone could even further refine their search by looking for not only a sandwich, but a sandwich with lettuce, or a sandwich with cheese, or a sandwich with bacon, or whatever the case is. They could look at it and search for it and get it right away, or a sandwich with certain breads, or whatever the case might be. But in this case, what we're working on is just showing you guys the absolute basics of what we're trying to get to. Now, on inventory base, the inventory base products that we're what this is actually going to be is this is where all of your where everything is located. So we're not going to go into the everything part of it, because this also includes a price, and it will actually grab later on in the video series. You guys will see it'll actually grab a specific item and take it to this place, and so but we don't necessarily need to do that. And this base products thing is the only thing that we need this for. It doesn't even get its own window. The only thing we need it for is this search request. That's all, is the field search request. That's it. So that way when we go from our menu page to our search results page, or our search page, then we can go, so we're going to go menu, search results, and then it should go to the inventory base page. Right. Yeah, inventory base page. I named, the funny thing is in my other program, I named these things differently, and that's where I'm having the confusion. I was trying to make it easier for you guys, because when I designed it, I just was like, whoop, oh yeah, I got it, it's no problem, and I just typed it all out. So the first thing that we're going to do is search, obviously, is search results. So we're going to need to put in a script and then a script parameter and go to search results. So, but we only have just a very few products. So what we'll do on the next video, guys, is I'm not sure how long I've been doing this video. 50 minutes and 10 seconds. Okay, well, I've been on way too long. So in the next video, guys, what we're going to do is, what I want you to do is go to your search results base, and I want you to put in more information. Just pick things that have to do with you and issue them a number, and get about 10 or 12 things together, and then we'll start next week. I'm going to do the next video. I'm going to show you guys all the scripts, and we're going to start writing scripts for all of this stuff and tying it all together so that when you press the button from the menu page, you will go right where you need to go, and you'll have all your product, and you'll be like, oh yeah, okay. And the consumer, the person, what this is for is this is really designed to help the small business owner. You can put your touchpad all in one computer, which by the way are really cheap nowadays. I mean, they're not like ultra expensive. You can put that on your countertop, and customers can come in and they can look through, they can peruse what you have right there. So if you don't have shelf space, and hello, if you're a small business owner, you know shelf space is a huge thing. This is your answer. This is the ticket, because you can put all of your product in this deal. People can search for it. If they come in and they're like, I'm really looking for a golden fork that has a little copper tips or whatever, you can have that, but it might be in the back or it might be somewhere else. It's so hard to have display area, especially at the cost of buildings today. Have it on this computer. They can come in, look for it, and if you want to, you can use the information that is contained in this to actually locate it. And as I said, this program works well in restaurants, works well in cafes, works well in mom and pop shops, works well in nutrition stores or nutrition shops. If you're selling any product at all, this will help you, like immeasurably. This one is not a sales POS. This is a POS system, for a point of sale system for your consumers, for your customers that come into your store. Okay, with that, guys, thank you so much, Muro, for being here, and Tony, I appreciate you being here, and everyone else that was here to watch. Thank you, guys. Please leave me a thumbs up. Let me know that you even care to watch these videos. If you don't, then I will just go on and do other things, I guess. Although I do enjoy helping as many people as I can. So next week we'll get into the scripting. We'll see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching me. I will see you guys in the next episode. Until then, as I always say, be good to each other. It really does mean something. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye. I just got to figure out which is the right. Oh, I'm all the way over here. Rock Slider Logo Jam.